Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to discuss processing anger after narcissistic relationships. Now I received a comment from a subscriber on those, and the comment read, and I quote, "One of the most difficult things for me to get over was the unbelievable anger I felt, past tense, towards this person and the guilt it caused me. It was starting to affect me physically. This may sound cold, but I got over those emotions by coming to terms with the fact that not only did I not like this person, I felt no love for them. And this is apparent. That is truly when my healing journey began. And that was only a few weeks ago. Not being in denial about this any longer stopped the guilt almost immediately. And I no longer think about them or get angry." Now, firstly, I just want to say to this person, if you're listening or watching, and in fact anyone who that might have resonated with, this world teaches us to have a very dysfunctional relationship with anger, especially in these kind of relationships. We're told that we shouldn't be angry, or we're made to feel guilty about feeling any type of anger. Now, I will say, connect with your anger and embrace it. With the person that commented, there was a connection to accepting how he truly felt, i.e. angry, and that stopping feelings of guilt. When you become self-aware and accept that you have anger, it has much less influence on your life, the choices you make, and also your relationships. Now, anger is normal. It's a natural emotion all of us feel as human beings. It protects us in some ways because when someone tries to take advantage of us or treats us badly, anger is what causes us to put up those boundaries. It can be used to motivate us into action and stand up for ourselves. Now, it's important to recognize the difference between being angry and misbehaving. We can be angry, but we must know how to manage it by not projecting it onto others by way of misbehaving, blaming, or being revengeful. Being in control of our anger is really, really important. Going back to the comment on my video, why do we feel guilty about being angry in certain circumstances? Is anger wrong? Now, some say you shouldn't show or express anger because, it's a negative emotion. But I feel differently because I think it depends on how you choose to use it. You can either use anger to serve you or to keep you captive. Why would we even have anger, or why would it exist if it wasn't to be used in some way to serve us? Why would we be given such a strong and powerful emotion only to feel bad or guilty for having it in the first place? It just doesn't make sense, right? So anger must be useful in some way. Anger, I think, is just one of those emotions that our inner guidance system uses to alert us that something within us needs attention or change. When we feel guilty or angry, and then we try to bury what we truly feel because it's not good, in quotes, all we're doing is fighting against ourselves and self-inflicting pain. Anger keeps you reacting over and over again to the same event that happened in the past. If you think about it, you've been discarded for months or years ago by the narcissist, and you're still angry because of it. But it's already in the past. But there you are left in a continuous state of anger in the present moment. So if we allow the emotion of anger to exist within us for an extended period of time without expressing or dealing with it, it eventually becomes our identity. We identify ourselves as an angry person amongst other things because that's how we are and that's how we feel internally. This is why I feel a lot of people who've been with a narcissist question if they are or have become a narcissist too. What's happening there is they're beginning to identify with those narcissistic traits, anger being one of the most obvious ones. If we don't learn how to dissipate the anger, we emotionally condition our bodies and minds to live in the past. So I'm going to go through some steps to processing anger after narcissistic relationships. Embrace your anger. Just allow your anger to be there, meaning let it have full expression without judging it or yourself as bad or wrong. Recognize that you do actually feel angry. Now, that doesn't mean you should project your anger on anyone else. It means that you allow all the associated feelings that come with the anger, such as depression, demotivation, offense, hurt, or just feeling wronged. If you need to go and see a doctor or a therapist, then do that. It's all part of accepting that this is how you feel in the moment. Express, don't suppress your anger. If you don't express your anger, you suppress it, which can cause symptoms of depression because you're in effect restricting your energy and natural life force. So expressing your anger in a healthy way helps release the emotional energy that's built up in your body. The more you suppress your emotions, the more you suppress your life force energy. So just learn to let it flow. This is how you avoid emotional stagnancy. Suppressing anger also causes dis-ease, so disease. It's spelled that way for a good reason. Again, having a safe place to express your emotions can be so helpful. If for some reason you can't see a therapist, then I recommend journaling. Writing down how you feel with no fear of judgment can help free you of those feelings, or at the very least make you feel that a weight's been lifted. Now, I do have downloadable printables in my shop. On my website, I'll just put the link below for you, and then you can fill out some printables and it will help you kind of process how you're feeling. Don't attempt to be heard by the narcissist because they can't hear you. They don't speak the same language. You have no outlet with a narcissist, as I'm sure you're well aware. You can't express how you feel and why you feel that way to a narcissist because they will always make you feel bad for even feeling. They will always make you feel weak for having emotions. Having feelings is a negative thing in their world. Now, narcissistic personality disorder happens as a result of the narcissist denying themselves and their own feelings. So how much more would they be able to consider yours? When you try to communicate with a narcissist, they will constantly shut you down, gaslight you into believing you've lost your mind or you're overreacting. The narcissist wants to mold you into a robot void of any feeling, much like themselves. Again, this results in emotional suppression. Notice patterns. If you've experienced the constant rejection of your emotions from childhood, you'll probably feel it on a subconscious level. By that, I mean that every time someone rejects you emotionally, you feel that they are rejecting you as a person. You may feel that you need to be happy all the time in order to please others or for them to accept you. You're not allowed to feel bad. Feeling bad about how you're feeling results in guilt about feeling what you genuinely do feel bad about. So you can see how this creates a pattern of feeling guilty about feeling angry or even expressing it. So noticing these patterns can help you become aware of and deal with these feelings. Use your emotions of anger. Instead of hating the way you feel, use it. Feeling any other way means you're resistant to the way you feel. What you resist actually persists. So the more you resist anger, the more of it you'll feel. Again, going back to the YouTube comment, if you noticed, he mentioned how only when he accepted that he didn't like or feel love for that parent did the guilt and anger dissipate. Guilt and anger could no longer plague him because he accepted instead of resisting how he truly felt. Don't hold on to anger. Learn to let go. Holding on to anger is damaging to your body, mind, and soul. You only need to feel it yourself to know that that's the truth. Now, you might be thinking, hang on, Anne, you just spent all this time saying we should embrace our anger and how we feel, etc. Yes, but there's a clear difference between holding on to intensely negative emotions like anger and just letting them be, letting them flow. For example, using anger as a protection measure against a narcissist might be enforcing the boundaries and going no contact so that they can't hurt you in that way again. So you've taken clear action there and used the anger to protect yourself and benefit yourself in a healthy way. Holding on to anger would just mean feeling you were treated unjustly, having thoughts of revenge, etc. You're basically aware of the anger but aren't doing anything about it except suppressing it. Some people say they're holding on to anger because it prevents them from repeating the same mistake with another narcissist. All that's doing is building more resentment, and it stops us from feeling joy, happiness. If you're angry, you'll attract angry. Get your anger out. Express your anger in a healthy way that suits you. Some people seek therapy. Some people journal, take a long drive screaming, work out, doing kickboxing, or doing any other sports. It could be shutting your bedroom door and pounding your pillow, screaming. Whatever you do, make it a priority to express your anger, or it will sit inside you and destroy you slowly from the inside out, both emotionally and physically. Now, I know that's intense, but I always like to be honest with you guys in order to help you in the best way. So get out all your horrible feelings you feel inside. You can express them both verbally and physically, safely without judgment. For many people, the punching of a pillow has been an effective way of helping to release the anger because it's done in the privacy where you can say or feel what you want without prying eyes, and it engages all parts of you emotionally and physically. You may need to do this a few times though to just discharge the energy, as remember, the anger may have been accumulated over a very long time, even dating back to your childhood. Most of us underestimate the amount of anger hidden down there, so keep going until you start feeling some sense of relief and the anger dissipating. What we want is to get the anger energy out of the body, and that could take a while. It's what you do with the anger that matters. Feeling your feelings, no matter what, is a healthy thing. Expressing your anger and rage on others is not a healthy way. It's important to deal with your anger appropriately. Yes, you may feel like doing something to express your anger, but make no mistake, a narcissist wants to provoke you to violence or to do something out of character, if only so they can prove to you and others that you're the crazy one. So handle things in a different and healthy way. Allow yourself to get angry and use your tools to help express it in a safe and healthy way. Don't rely on medicating your anger. Try not to numb your anger with drugs or alcohol. These are just band-aids. The anger will remain there, lurking just below the surface, waiting for an opportune moment to be triggered. Medication is another form of suppression. Now, I'm not saying don't use medication because some people need it for depression, etc. But just don't let it be relied on as the main tool to help you. Drugs and alcohol are the same, but as you know, they can present another new host of problems for you. So recognize it's not about them. This isn't about what you think it's about. Your anger is really about you learning about your own emotions and really getting them and learning how to regulate them. It's about you being who you really are and learning to not take responsibility for anyone else's emotions but your own. It's about you being present and not living in the past anymore. Recognize that only you have the power over your own emotions and that you'd rather feel good than bad. I mean, feeling bad is necessary, but what matters is how long you allow it to stay that way. So recognize that your emotions are all that really matter and they're the key to everything. Emotional regulation is so important to learn, understand, and implement daily. Once you can learn how to get beyond your emotions, everything changes. You can use your anger and transmute it into something more inspirational, like the evolution of self. So let me know in the comments, guys, if there's any specific topic you'd like me to address on recovering from narcissistic relationships. I'm sure that whatever one person would like more clarity on, hundreds or even thousands of others would too. So see you on the next video, guys, and take care.